Easy, people. Look at the state of that hair. Dear, oh dear. It's a little bit windy, as you can tell. Anyway, hope everyone's doing okay. Today's video, just thought I would do a walk and talk with you, and it looks as though it's going to open up any minute, which is always a good time to do a video. But anyway, hope everyone's doing okay. Thought I would do a little video sharing my own experience and a personal milestone that I've just come across. And I'm not here to lecture people, tell people what to do with their life. Really, this is not the purpose of this video. I just want to share my experience. It's something I'm asked a lot actually by people when they find this out, and it's, I haven't drank alcohol now in nearly 2.5 years, just coming up to 2.5 years. And of course at this time of year, the holiday season, alcohol is something that goes hand in hand. And again, not here to tell you what to do in your spare time. You know, life is difficult enough, stressful at times. Alcohol is a way for people, or a way that people switch off from it all. So again, not here to tell people what to do. And I never actually had a problem with alcohol, far from it. But I wouldn't drink recreationally either. I wouldn't just drink a couple of beers of an evening. My ethos was, if I'm drinking, I'm getting drunk, and I would go full steam ahead, you know. And it's the hangovers, and here comes the rain, here comes the rain. The hangovers when you go on a session, as we call it, for me, they were just getting filthy. They were absolutely horrific. And that is something that I definitely do not miss anymore, I can assure you of that. That is something that is one of the major pluses. I'm making out like I was a raving alcoholic here. I wasn't, far from it. I would often, at times, not even go out, but go out drinking. But as I said, when I did, I would I would get on it. So I didn't actually make a conscious decision to stop drinking. It was something that just sort of started to progress, and as time was passing, I was noticing the milestones, and I was rather enjoying it. You get a couple of months under your belt, suddenly you get to 6 months, you've done your first Christmas, holiday season, and yeah, I was really enjoying this sort of discipline. It is a discipline almost, because it's not easy to give up something that is so common, you know. It's very, very common. You don't often hear people say that they don't drink. I still do get a couple of sort of frowns when you say, when someone offers you a beer or alcoholic drink of some sort, and you just sort of turn it down and say that you don't drink. Especially when I'm on my travels, being a Brit, a British person, they're sort of like in pure amazement, like, how has this come to be? But as I say, I didn't plan it. It just started to progress, and now that I'm here, I really enjoy it. It's something that I'm undecided on whether this is going to be permanent. I don't feel you have to make those kind of decisions. You should always live in the moment. This is the moment that I'm in. It's been nearly 2.5 years. I'm enjoying it. Who knows what will happen in the future? Perhaps I will have a glass of wine or a beer at some point. But as I stand here at this moment, yeah, just not drinking alcohol. And as I said, the freshness that you feel on a weekend, especially with the hangovers, you start to get a little bit older. You can't shake off them hangovers as much. They start rolling into the second day. Well, they did for me anyway, especially, as I said, I would get on it, be doing all types of shots and anything going, really. Just once you start drinking, I wasn't drinking for the taste. I was drinking to get intoxicated. And that really is a clue to alcohol there, intoxication. It is used, alcohol, in its purest form, as a cleaner. It's toxic, you know, and that is what puts the stress on our organs, on our liver. It struggles to deal with it, and that is why, along with the dehydration process, again, this is all toxins in the body, and it can't process it. That is why you feel like death, quite literally. So as I said, these are things that I definitely don't miss. That is part and parcel of drinking. And the freshness, I mean, every Sunday when I'm here in the UK, at a yoga class, or I'm doing things of benefit to my health. And again, I'm not here to lecture you, really. I'm not interested in what your personal decision is, how you live your life. You know, everybody's got their own personal choice. I'm just sharing with you my experience, and now that I'm here, the benefits that I feel. At times when I've been out, I don't go out half as much as I used to, really, I don't. But the odd occasions when I have gone out and people have been drinking, it's not the same. You can't get away from that. It really isn't the same. You can tolerate it for a while, and then people just start to get a little bit annoying. That is the truth. That is just me being totally honest with you. So you very rarely find yourself staying to the graveyard shift, as I used to call it, the end of the night, when you'd still be going, still chatting a load of nonsense, but at the time it's it's the greatest conversations that you could be having. And that rain is starting to come down a little bit more right now. Hair's blowing full in the wind right here. But anyway, again, with the thing about not drinking, when I've been on my travels, the amount of money that I save, or the amount of money that I'm not spending, it really did open my eyes up to how much money is spent on drinking. Because you're away, you feel like you're on holiday to a certain extent. And these countries, they're not stupid in the saying sense. They realise they can charge more for beers, for alcoholic drinks, because people will pay it. So if you imagine you start adding up just 1 or 2 beers here or there with your evening, and then you add in the nights out that you would have. I mean, some of them just coming off the top of my head. The Wild Rover in Peru, Bolivia. It's in quite a few other countries, but the one in Peru, in Cuzco, dear oh dear. The bar tab that I ran up in that place, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I made the leaderboard. It's no achievement, but anyway, you're on the leaderboard for the night. And that really was quite a hefty sum when you have to settle that up when you're leaving. But yeah, a great place. Again, by the way, if you're looking for a party hostel to stay in, that one comes with highly recommended, because it is great. It is really, really good fun for what it is. Yeah, but as I say, I was on the leaderboard there, so I don't that is something that is beneficial to me now. My money goes a lot further, that I'm not doing it. And obviously the health benefits are really they speak for themselves, you know. You don't need to sit here and list all of the health benefits of these type of things. But again, not here to lecture people, really. I'm not. Just sharing with you my own personal experience, personal story, how it came to be. And again, as I said, it just wasn't planned. It just started to progress. I enjoyed it, and I decided to continue with it. And here we are, 2.5 years later, still going. I can remember it was Mexico at the beginning of this year. I was there for 7 weeks. And that was a real challenge, because that was the first time that I'd been away for a long period, because obviously we had all of the lockdowns and everything that went with it. And I must admit, I was tempted at so many places just to sort of have a beer. But because I'd been going for so long, I was well over a year at that point, I decided that if you can do it when you're away, you can do this absolutely anywhere at any time that you choose. So this is a sort of a challenge that I set myself as it was going along that trip, and I did. I stayed on course throughout the duration and didn't drink, and it was very rewarding at the end, because I realised to myself that you are in total control of things. Again, it's not even a big thing, but you'll be surprised how we live our lives on impulse. I spoke about that in the previous video, about impulse, and just the split decision is often from the subconscious mind, and that is how we often live our lives. So if you can start to gain control of that, self-mastery they call it, far from being a self-master, I'm not trying to say that, just practicing in little things here and there, and it always is the little steps that start to build to make the bigger steps. So yeah, that's my own personal story with it. But yeah, just thought I'd share that with you. My visa has been approved for India, so I shall be departing January 13th, I believe it is. I go, but you're coming with me for the journey. Before then, I've got 4 days in Cork Island. Looking forward to that. Haven't been there before, so that should be exciting. And maybe, weather permitting, I shall get away in my van just for a couple of nights, but we shall see. It really does depend on the weather at this moment in time. But anyway, just thought I'd touch down with that. Probably waffled on a little bit. Look at that hair as well. I think I'd need to get a trim before I go for India. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, I hope you're all blessed and well, enjoying the holiday season, enjoying the time, the very, very little time that people get off these days. I mean, it's just crazy now, really. But anyway, that's another story. We'll drift off into other subjects right there. So guys, take care of yourselves, be true to yourself, enjoy the remainder of this year in this calendar system that we currently use. Again, we'll drift off into other subjects there. And yeah, hope everyone has a wonderful new year, and always remember, life is beautiful.